welcome back to another video. I hope you've been keeping so very well. I am really excited this week to be bringing you along for a week of vegan and high protein breakfast. I get a lot of requests for high protein recipes, so I really hope that you love these and have at least one that you're excited to try out at home. It is Monday today and we are starting the week off strong with a tempeh benedict. I am so excited to make this, to eat this, and then to get to share it with you. So let's get into it, and yeah, I hope you enjoy this week of vegan high protein breakfasts. Okay, so to make this delicious tempeh benedict, I'm starting by cutting up half of a block of tempeh. I'm using chickpea tempeh because it is my favorite, and I'm cutting it into rectangles. Then into a bowl, I put some soy sauce as well as olive oil, liquid smoke, maple syrup, and smoked paprika. I mix this together well, and then I am adding the tempeh in with it. I'm going to toss this all together until the tempeh is nice and well coated and can marinate well before setting it to the side. Then to make the vegan hollandaise, I put some silken tofu into a little food processor with some lemon juice, soy milk, nutritional yeast, and vegan butter, as well as some veggie stock powder, and I blitz this together until it is really nice and smooth. Then it's time to fry up this tempeh, so I'm putting all of the pieces into a small frying pan, and I'm going to fry this up until all of the pieces are nice and golden on each side before removing it from the heat. Then it's time to assemble, so I'm putting some vegan butter on some toasted English muffins with some fresh spinach as well as a few pieces of crispy tempeh on each one. Then I'm drizzling that vegan hollandaise on top, which of course adds some extra protein with the silken tofu in it, adding on some cracked black pepper, and that was my delicious breakfast on Monday morning. On Tuesday, I was really in the mood for pancakes, and so I started by adding some flax meal and water into a mixing bowl, mixing it well, then adding vanilla, soy milk, as well as some raw sugar, and whisking that together. Then I'm going to add in some whole wheat flour as well as some baking soda and some salt, and whisk it together until smooth, but ensure that you don't over mix it. I like to fry out my pancakes in a little bit of vegan butter, so that's exactly what I did. I cooked them up until they were nice and golden on each side, and this mix made about 5 pancakes in total, so that is what I had on this day. Then to put on top of the pancakes, I used some vanilla soy yogurt as well as the zest from an orange and the juice from an orange, and I mixed this together to make a really delicious orange cream. Then I am piling these pancakes on top of each other, drizzling that orange cream on top, and then topping it with some fresh strawberries. This came together super quickly and easy, and it was a really delicious fresh pancake breakfast. Good morning, happy Wednesday. Not gonna lie, I'm a bit of a tired girly this morning, but I'm about to get into making breakfast, and I'm actually gonna make a chickpea omelette today, which I'm really excited about. If you've been watching my channel for a number of years now, you may remember that I went through such an era of eating these for breakfast pretty frequently because they are easy to make, high in protein, delicious, all the good stuff basically. But I went out of that phase because it was one of those things where I ate so many of them that I became sick of them, but now I'm back to enjoying them again. Anyway, my point is I'm going to make a chickpea omelette for breakfast, so I'm excited to share that with you. Before I get into it, I want to say a big thank you to my friends at Squarespace for sponsoring this video and making it possible. I'm honestly so grateful for my continued work with Squarespace because they're a brand that I genuinely love, and I genuinely use their services to support my business. If you've never heard of Squarespace before, it is the all-in-one platform to grow and market your business. It is the place that I host and design my website, and I love it so very much. If you're someone similar to me who is running your own business and you want to be able to make like a really easy but professional looking website, Squarespace is always something that I will recommend because, as mentioned, I genuinely love it and use it myself, and have been doing so for many years. In particular, I find the blogging features to be one of the main things that I love to use because they are so easy to use, but I also love the fact that they have so many different themes and designs to choose from when it comes to designing your website. So it really does make it easy if you are new to the experience of designing a website. If you're interested in checking it out, you can head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, you can go to squarespace.com/AmandaDux, and you can use my code, which is AmandaDux. It gets you 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Anyway, let's get into breakfast. I'm so excited, and I hope you are going to love this recipe as much as I do. So to make a chickpea omelette, I put some chickpea flour, nutritional yeast, garlic and onion powder, some black salt and water into a food processor, and I blitz this together until it is really nice and smooth. Then I'm going to transfer this and pour it into a frying pan that I have greased with a little bit of oil so that it doesn't stick. I'm drizzling that in slowly so that the mixture spreads out nicely, and then I am flipping it over and cooking the other side of the chickpea omelette. Into this, I'm going to put some fresh spinach as well as some sun-dried tomatoes. I drizzle some barbecue sauce, and honestly, that is exactly it. I like to keep this really simple because then it comes together super quickly. It is super delicious, and it's just an easy breakfast to make on a busy morning. Now this was definitely my favorite breakfast from the week. I started by cutting up an onion and I'm dicing it well, and then into a frying pan I'm putting a little bit of olive oil, adding in that onion and frying it up. Then I'm also going to add in some sun-dried tomatoes and continue frying that up before adding in some tomato paste and continuing to fry that all up, adding in some butter beans and once again continuing to fry it all up. I also added in some water, nutritional yeast, smoked paprika, garlic powder and some black pepper, and I continued to mix this on a low heat so that it reduced and soaked up all the flavor. Then I served these beans on some toasted sourdough. I also had some crispy kale on the side and added a little bit of cashew cream on top. It was so delicious, so packed full of flavor, and kept me feeling really full and nourished for a really long time, which are honestly all the things that I want from my breakfast. Now on Thursday, I also prepped my breakfast for the next day. I put some soy milk as well as chia seeds, peanut butter, some cacao powder and some salt into my blender, and I blend this together. We are making a chia seed pudding, as you may be able to tell, although I did realize whilst I was pouring this that I missed out on one ingredient in the blender, and that was some maple syrup. So after pouring it into the jars, I added in some maple syrup and mixed that together before putting the lids on these and putting them in the fridge to set overnight. Then on Friday morning, I got one of these chia puddings out and I put this into a bowl. I like to serve it with some soy vanilla yogurt as well, which this is my favorite yogurt. It is absolutely delicious. I like to have some fresh strawberries, and that was a really simple breakfast that obviously came together in like 5 minutes on the morning of, which we absolutely love and is super easy to prep in advance as well. Now you probably all know by now how much I love tofu scramble, and I've really been enjoying experimenting with different flavors of tofu scramble lately and decided to do something a little different this week. So I started by cutting up some onion and garlic, and then I put these with some melted vegan butter into a frying pan over the heat. I reduced the heat to medium and then I crumbled in some tofu, and I'm going to make a decent serve here so that I can enjoy this throughout the week. I added in some taco seasoning, nutritional yeast, as well as some veggie stock powder and some soy milk and a little bit of water, and I mixed this together to make a delicious Mexican inspired tofu scramble. And I'm going to serve this on some tortillas to have like some tofu scramble breakfast tacos. So I fried these up. I then added on the tofu scramble mixture topped with some cashew cream cheese as well as some fresh coriander, and this was a really delicious and easy breakfast, and also also another great one that you can meal prep in advance if you would like to. On Sunday morning, I kept it pretty simple and I started by cutting up an avocado and putting this into a bowl. This was honestly not the greatest avocado of all time, so I had to remove a few of the brown parts from it, but we got there in the end. I mashed it up, added in some cannellini beans, some lemon zest, as well as some lemon juice, some salt and some pepper, and then I'm adding in some store-bought pesto as well. And then we are going to mash this all together. We all know how much I love beans, and I love them especially lately for breakfast because they're so filling and nourishing. And so I smashed this all together, served it on some sourdough, added some fresh chives on top, and that was a very delicious and easy breakfast on a Sunday morning. So I definitely left the quickest and easiest breakfast until last, but this is so delicious. I honestly feel like it is perfect for spring and summer when you want a high protein vegan breakfast, but you don't want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen heating up the oven and pans and stuff like that, and you also want something that's really fresh. The lemon zest and the lemon juice in this are so good, so I definitely recommend having those in there if you do decide to try this out at home. And so this meal brings us to the end of my breakfasts for the week. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you have at least one new idea to try out at home. If there's any that stand out to you or any that you are going to try at home, definitely let me know in the comments below, and let me know what you think if you do decide to make one of them. As always, a big thank you for being here, supporting me and my channel. I appreciate you so very much. I hope you have a wonderful week ahead, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye!